epistemology.
No, we're talking about epistemology. Okay, you haven't read William Austin, haven't you? Do you know Austin's?
Listen. I want you to explain it to me like I'm 3 years old. That way we don't have any
Right.
confusion.
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay, great. I can break it down for you. Right. Your intensity of belief doesn't guarantee that will match up with reality. It's real simple.
Oh yeah, no, I would agree with that.
Right. So there's a distinction between epistemic certainty, right? Epistemologists call this epistemic certainty versus your psychological certitude. William Austin, Robert, he wants the exclusivism because he holds to this idea of Cartesian certainty.
Somebody that you're arguing with is necessarily using their rationality. So all you need to do is to just have a source of rationality that is beyond a physical substance, right? To me, that proves God.
Can you hear me? Anyone hear me?
Yeah, I think that was the plainest approach. But yeah, go ahead.
You're kind of breaking up there, mate.
Oh, I'll get back up in 2 minutes. I'll jump on my PC.
Isn't the first type of argument like that.
Kalama Lama Ding Dong.
I've come back in because somebody said they wanted to ask me something.
Woohoo! Wow.
Yeah, I'm just not going to get into a conversation with one way anymore. It's a waste of time. But,
It's
anyway.
not a waste of time, Paul.
It is a waste of time.
One way's a Calvinist. He was determined to be here.
But he just can't engage in a conversation. He doesn't listen to anything you say. He just talks over you. It's complete. It's frustrating.
Well, I think Kelby is the one that wanted to talk to you.
Yeah.
Was there some example where I didn't listen to what you said? Okay, go ahead and provide that.
But one way he came in to talk to Kelby.
Look. My mode is arguendo. I don't think he could actually provide a scenario where I misrepresented anything he said.
Dude, he said he wanted to talk to Kelby. Kelby wanted to talk to him. Come on, man.
Yeah, go on then, Kelby.
Well, then go ahead. Yeah, talk to whoever else.
Let's see.
Can he? Guaranteed he can't provide an example.
You sound like you're arguing about the creation or the existence of substances. Because you're talking about what the things exist, what exists, that sort of thing. We know that things exist, therefore God exists. But I think you're not talking about the fact that in addition to mere substances, which I think we can all agree exists, then we also should be able to exist that rational substances.
Yeah.
Right. So if we can agree that rational
that supports premise 2 of my argument. Yeah, something exists. Great.
Okay. Well, what about something rational? Is that not?
Yeah, I think that would be God in premise 2, right? In disjunct B.
Yeah, but I think in your argument, you're just saying anything can exist, but I don't know where rationality is included, and I think maybe that's Paul's issue.
No, it's just it's literally like nothing exists or something exists. Right?
Yeah, but something existing doesn't include something rational existing.
Yeah, but you're replacing something with God, and you can't do that.
Well, no. See, here's the problem with this.
And see how far it goes, but. You say something exists or nothing exists, but then you prove it to something exists.
The thing is, what can exist that's rational is the real thing. And to me,
if it exists, then God must exist.
Listen to me. Before we get through this, do you know what a disjunctive syllogism is?
No. Come on, girls, let's go outside. Come on.
A sentence with 2 predicates?
Yeah. In other words, no idea.
A predicate with 2 subjects?
No, I said a disjunctive syllogism. I didn't say a disjunctive sentence, right?
A disjunctive syllogism.
Is that when your eyeball starts leaking?
Right. In other words, none of these people even know how to cast it on a truth table. Did you notice that, Praise?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm not really interested in it. The thing is, I'm not familiar with the truth table. I'm probably not even interested in it. There'll probably be some people that disagree with the truth table. Some people like you might think that if the truth table says that this is correct, then it's 100% correct. So I don't know what a truth table is, but so far, what you presented to me, I don't see how we get to that position. So nothing exists or something exists. I can agree with that one. But you didn't say that. You said nothing exists or God exists. My problem is how do you get to the God bit? And you haven't even begun to explain that. You just keep insisting that it's nothing exists or God exists.
It seems like he did agree with me. He said that God is something, right?
No, I didn't.
God is spirit.
Okay. You're just playing words with that. What you're saying is
no.
I said, let me explain. Please let me explain. You're saying that I agreed that God does exist because obviously we can have a conceptual God.
No,
so
I'm not saying.
I'm not saying God exists, but no, that isn't how reality works.
No, I'm not saying that you agree. No, yeah. See, this is the thing. Let's go through it. Let's use the same form, right? Remember, we're going to have to go through all different forms of this, right? So if I say Democrats, if I Democrats, so if I say Democrats or Republicans exist, right, and there are no Democrats, therefore Republicans exist, you would accept that, right?
No. What was that? Democrats exist and Republicans exist.
That's not
exclusive. That's not exclusive. That's not exclusive to other possibilities.
Yeah. See the problem? I'm using an inclusive or operator, but you're operating as if it's exclusive. Like, do you know the difference between the up arrow in logic and the down arrow in logic when you do this in symbolic logic?
Okay, all right. One way. Where do independents fit in? Where do independents fit in your scenario?
Well, they would be inclusive only to themselves, right?
Right. So that's a group that you're excluding because for some reason.
Yeah, but they'll be inclusive with regard to their own category.
How does this work with your table, dude?
This just doesn't sound logical at all. Any of this?
No
logic to
this. No. Yeah. Somebody's telling me about that, but look.
No, you're making a leap.
Generator.
You're making an exclusive leap to God.
No, I'm not making it exclusive to God.
Look, man, like I said, I believe in a God, but this is not nearly enough to support what you're saying.
Okay, listen to me. Do you know the distinction between an inclusive and or operator in logic? In symbolic logic? Do you know the difference?
Why don't you explain it to me?
We don't need to know all these terms and different things you're coming out with. It logically doesn't make sense what you're saying, regardless of what fancy names you put to it.
I'm the one being attacked for being illogical here. Look, the burden is on you.
I'm trying to explain to you why your sentence is illogical.
I'm telling you how you can tell the difference in symbolic logic. There's an up arrow and a down arrow, right? Anybody take any symbolic logic classes?
Okay.
Did you take a symbolic logic class?
I don't need that to know when you're excluding other possibilities for convenience.
Yeah, I'm excluding other possibilities, right? But it's in an inductive manner, not a deductive manner.
Does any of this logic work without the claim? Hold on. Does any of this logic work without the claims of the Bible?
Watch, I'll explain it to you. and this is going to be a reiteration of the problem, right? I'm not saying that
you have the
that
confidence
it's
of the drunk from the freaking bus stop.
No, I'm not at the bus stop. I'm actually sitting in the parking lot of my house. I have 12% on my phone, and I'm winging this, right? I've already thought about this for about 10 years.
Obviously, people are
You
just
haven't got past your first premise yet.
So let me just continue here. Watch.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, there's no bus stop. So, yeah,
what are all these people looking the other way for?
Well, they're the ones catching buses. I'm seating. You know, I'm sitting in a parking lot. Okay, so the distinction is if we say A and not A, that is what we call, right, an exclusive, a true dichotomy. It's like saying A or not A. We only have two options there. I didn't give you that, right? But the argument, the syllogism that I gave you, right, was A or some kind of negation of A.
Look. What if I just conceded?
It would be something like that we call, right, an inclusive OR operator. Do you understand that it is?
Yeah. No, I'm just seeing it. You know, just like an hypocrisy of how you.
I think my phone's gonna die really soon. But I think I'm
gonna subscribe. I'm gonna. One way is that's your YouTube channel. I'm gonna subscribe.
Regenerate that battery, buddy. Mm-hmm. Calvinist style.
Yeah.
Calvinist style.
Calvinist. You're a Calvinist.
Look. I'll be back. But I'm at the point where I need to stick my phone on the charger so that I can use my computer and come back in here.
Yeah.
Well, I've enjoyed you, man. Thanks a lot for what you've for taking the time to try and explain this to me.
One way is a piece.
I've enjoyed the challenges.
Well, let's do it again soon.
Go get a room. Just kidding.
Yes,
that's an idea.
The golfing in Angeles.
Let's snuggle.
No homo.
Well, quasi-homo. I mean, like mildly homo.
Oh, thanks, Kevin.
So, Veckel, guess who did a review of your stream yesterday?
So you do want you want to have a conversation on arsenicoides?
Mm-hmm.
Are we still
I don't know what that is.
Slavery?
It sounds
That's your
interesting.
mama.
I'll let you tell her that.
It's your mama. I'm just kidding.
Are we still talking about biblical slavery, or is this?
We're talking about your mama.
Zero, you're like way far behind right now.
You're really behind.
Yeah, baby.
Sparrow, that was so
I've
funny.
been waiting to talk to Andy, so maybe you guys could just shut your stupid trap for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, Andy, is your connection good this time?
It should be fine. I'm at home at the moment.
Oh, okay, we can hear you now.
Did you go play golf?
Yeah.
Who left?
All right, fire away, Praise.
Andy, you sound magnificent. Your connection is top notch.
I don't know who.
Yeah.
By the way, Andy, you have
He left.
I love your
That's
accent,
right.
Andy. I want to use it for something, man.
Okay.
I just can't think of what now. But anyway, go ahead, continue.
Yeah, no, what I just come in on the discussion earlier. I was just walking my dog not 20 minutes ago. We're talking about the existence of God, whatever else, you know. And I just want to know what mechanism the atheist would say how the universe got here, because there's no natural mechanism it can pop into existence.
Oh, I know,
you know?
I know. Hey, Praise, cue the flatulent sound. That's how the atheist
there we go.
Universe came into existence.
Nothing went bang and created all things.
You could have
That's
a Platonist sort of perspective, right? or a brute fact perspective like Graham Oppie has. A lot of us theists aren't going to buy that, but that is an alternative.
I'm sure Paul's got some kind of
I would look at Graham Oppie's work in his book arguing about gods.
It's an alternative, but is it objective though? That's the question, because the way the atheists want to argue against Christianity is they want to make it as if it's actually scientific and something demonstrable. Okay, but a lot of their arguments they can't demonstrate scientifically.
It could be. It could be.
Well, I don't care if it could be. No. We're not arguing if it could be, because the atheists are arguing.
He didn't ask about subjectivity.
That's where a lot of people
pointing at Kevin.
One way is
Yeah, cheers, Kevin. Thanks for that. That's very kind of edifying. Here comes the stupid universalist. What else did he say just now? Not 2 minutes ago. Andy has doctrines of devils. Well, Kevin, why don't you just invite me onto your live stream and I'll explain to you why I believe what I believe.
Do that, Kevin.
I'd love it.
Graham.
Kevin.
I tried to get him on Graham's yesterday. I got him on Graham for about back.
But if you're going to get into a conversation with him, this is my honest opinion. And if Graham's got a problem with me saying this in public, he can address me directly. But you have to be in a moderated environment with him.
Yeah,
I highly believe that.
Get off his channel.
Very short temper.
You guys aren't talking about the same Graham that I pointed out. I'm just saying. I want to make that clear.
What Graham?
I was referring to Graham Oppie.
Who's Graham Oppie?
Yeah, who's
Andy.
that?
He's an atheist philosopher. He's one of the. He's regarded as probably the best one out there, but I think you could poke holes in his arguments. So I've seen some really good ones out there do it.
His name Graham Oppie.
There's no poking in his arguments. I think he's very sound.
Oppie.
Why?
What are you talking about? Like, there's several of them that have already poked. Joshua Rasmussen has freaking eviscerated his arguments. I mean, he's just one of them.
No, he just contradicts himself all the time.
Any atheist argument.
Can I try and answer Andy's question?
Yes.
Yeah. So your question was, Andy, how did the universe come into existence on an atheist point of view?
Yeah. What's the existence of energy and matter?
The answer is I don't know, and I've had this conversation many times before. My lack of belief in a God has got nothing whatsoever to do with how the universe came into existence or how life came into existence. It has nothing to do with that, and I don't know why. It always seems to come back to that. We've got to have an answer to it.
Is it possible that it can come into existence?
So your lack of belief in a God.
I was having a chat with Paul. Paul.
And your lack of belief in the cause of the universe has no correlation. Right?
Wait, I want to hit the Brits talk.
Did you guys know when an electrical charge is insinuated into a duometallic aperture of a non-conforming mass, the resultant redundancy produces diametrically opposed consequences?
Where did the charge come from?
Did you need Rand stressing for that word?
Beneficial conveyance of
no, look.
I like word salad.
You don't know which God, and you don't know what caused things, right?
Wait. I want to hear Paul and Andy hash it out real quick because I want to hear the response.
Okay.
Can I remark? Can I remark after?
Andy Andy, I think it was your turn to respond to what Paul said.
Yeah. What did you say again, Paul? So your answer was.
My lack of belief in a God has got nothing to do with the existence or how the universe came into. I disbelieved in a God well before I had any knowledge of evolution, abiogenesis, the Big Bang Theory. I had zero knowledge of that, but still had the lack of belief in a God. And when them things came up and science was saying that the Big Bang happened or this is how evolution works, that I never connected the two together. I never thought, oh well, that's evidence of me not believing in a God. It just the two don't connect. You can disprove evolution tomorrow. The Big Bang Theory could fall on its head tomorrow, be completely wrong, and science could go, we got the whole thing wrong. We now think that this might have happened. It's nothing to do with my lack of belief in a God.
Hold on. For honestly, I just got in for
Andy.
Okay, so basically then.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Andy, I'm sorry. I just want to know for disclaimer purposes or entertainment purposes, is Andy and Paul both atheists?
No, I'm a believer.
No.
I'm a believer.
Paul's
personally, I am convinced that there is a supreme being.
Okay.
One.
Then go ahead. I'm sorry to disrupt. That's all I want to know.
No problem. Because it's pretty obvious to me that the universe cannot self-exist by itself. The laws of thermodynamics demand there to be a creator, because energy matter cannot be created. That's the simple. We understand these things now.
Right.
So it is really possible, just by using science, to know that there is some kind of a creator out there. But how do we know what that creator is? I think lots of people, they kind of know that, but they're in denial. I think Paul is in denial about this. He'll obviously say that he's not.
Okay, perfect.
But he is. He's in denial, completely denial. Unfortunately, so I can't help you. Simple as that. It's the ball is very much in your court.
I don't understand which bit I'm denying. I'm not disagreeing what you're saying. That energy.
Right.
Well, if you're not disagreeing with me, then you must be agreeing that a God exists.
The only thing that I'm disagreeing with is I don't know how you get to something how we don't know happened. So something's happened, as in the universe has come into existence. So
right.
Can
I say that? Because I think this is for the interesting is because you're both in the same position. You're like leaning on whether God or doesn't exist based on the ontology of how the universe came into existence.
Well, the atheist is saying they don't know how the universe came into existence. The Christian is asserting that we do know how the universe came into existence, that it was Almighty God, the creator. So
no, but I'm saying Paul has a good argument because Andy is relying.
No, science.
No, he
science
doesn't have a good argument. How does he have a good argument? All he's doing is admitting that he doesn't know.
People are denying. People are denying God.
Because there's different aspects of what it means for the universe to exist. You can say that the universe is 14.8 billion years old.
Paul's not making an argument, though. He's just saying that he doesn't know.
So can
it's the same thing. It's the same thing.
He's not making an argument. He's saying he doesn't know, which I think is honest.
You can make the scientific fact that the universe is 13.8
How is that saying I don't know an argument? That's not an argument. He's not proposing anything. No, you said that. You said that Paul has a good point. What point did he have that was good?
That he doesn't know.
Okay, that's not like a 1 point versus 0. I mean, like 0 points for Andy and 1 point for Paul.
Yeah,
you sound very biased there. We need something more substantive from Paul if you're going to assert that he has a point. He doesn't have a point. He just said that he doesn't know.
I'm not arguing with you. The point is that both Paul and Andy have some sort of scientific proof. One is Paul, he doesn't know. Andy knows.
Right.
Well,
and therefore, since Andy claims that he knows, he therefore has the onus on him to validate his claim, right? Because he's making a positive claim that it was God that created the universe. So therefore, since he's making a positive claim, he has the onus on him to validate to his interlocutor that to be the case. Paul, on the other hand, is saying he doesn't know. So therefore, he doesn't really have any onus on him to validate his claim. He's just saying he doesn't know.
But not knowing is a positive claim.
Echo.
Wait, it's somebody like that. I don't understand why you don't get it, but okay.
Yeah, my position would be on this when it comes to the Big Bang. My position would be that if we go along with what science says, that the Big Bang happened, but we don't know what happened before the Big Bang. Mm-hmm. That is literally where we are. Prior to the Big Bang, we do not know what happened. And your position is
would I believe
God must have done it.
where would you?
And my position is that you need to
recover
convince
from
me
that?
that.
Well,
God
I
did it.
when I
You
trace
can't do
back
that.
the Judaism, when I look at Judaism and say maybe the Messiah, you know,
Jay Flaccid coming at you there, Veckel.
Oh yeah, that's nothing new. He's just a contrarian. That's it. He doesn't really have anything valid to bring to the table. He's just a contrarian. That's all. I mean, you can both stand outside and look at the sky and say the sky is blue. He says, well, actually, it's teal. It's not actually blue. It's teal. He'll just find any arbitrary reason to disagree with anyone. So that's all he does. Doesn't really bring anything, substantive to the table. So
indeed.
Yeah. No, I don't take him seriously. He's harmless. Yeah.
It's funny though. You just listen to him, but
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did I? Oops, I might have interrupted. So I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, Andy, I'd say that your position basically is God of the gaps. We've got to a point where we do not have an answer to something, and you're saying, therefore, God did it.
Well,
and I don't find that
I'd say that there's two scenarios. Either it self-existed, which is impossible, okay, because something physical cannot create itself. That's obvious. We know about this in science now. That's the laws of thermodynamics. So therefore, what's the other alternative? The other alternative is some kind of a supernatural being. There is no natural mechanism within the universe to create itself.
No natural mechanism that we know of.
There isn't. There can. Okay, so then you're going to go back and what created that natural mechanism? You keep kicking the can down the road with this.
Yeah, that's what you do. You keep kicking the can down the road until we get to a position where we say, I don't know.
I am fully embracing what the laws of thermodynamics and physics and the physicists are telling us. I fully embrace that because they are stating.
No, they're saying they don't know the answer.
They are stating that energy and matter, i.e., the universe, cannot create itself. Therefore, if there's no natural mechanism for that to occur, and there's not, by the way, then there has to be some kind of a supernatural mechanism. Now, this is something which I personally can't prove. This is all about faith, but because A doesn't work, it cannot be self-existent, it cannot create itself. Therefore, B, by default, has to be the obvious answer. Now, this is where people of faith grasp this understanding, and then we run with it. Other people deny this for some personal reason, perhaps their upbringing, perhaps they've been into church, they've been hurt by the pastor or whatever else, perhaps they see the bullshit of Christianity, what it actually is, and they're completely turned away from it.
Maybe
they literally throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Slavery or Christian
slavery, anything like all these things, and then they go against it and they start to pick holes in it just to try and reaffirm their position. You know, I'm coming on the other side of that. I completely agree and concur with what the scientists are telling us about the laws of thermodynamics. There is
then you're adding your own little bit to it.
No, well, there is a little bit of faith which has to come into this, obviously, because I cannot prove B. I cannot prove that God somehow supernaturally created.
I don't know then. So the natural position for that would be, like you're just saying, you cannot prove B. But your natural position would be then basically the answer is we don't know. At some point in the future, we can't rule it out that at some point in the future, with more understanding of possibly what happened, that another idea, another theory could come up, more evidence for something else might come up. But I bet you any money it doesn't include supernatural or a God. This is literally just the God of the gaps argument. You found a point where we don't have an answer to it, and you're saying, well, God did it. And that's not convincing to people.
The answer so far is that the universe cannot create itself. That's how far we got so far.
So that's it. It just stops there then.
It can't create itself. That's it.
Yeah.
But we are. Would you agree that we are actually here?
I would say that the universe can't create itself, but
we
are
here.
The universe in its present state is from obviously what science is. It's from the Big Bang. But we don't know.
Are we here?
My question literally is, are we here? I mean, is this a pen I'm holding up? Is this a Samsung phone I'm holding up? It's made of energy, matter. It's made of material, physical things. Atoms. That did not create itself, did it?
No.
Okay, so there is no, as I said earlier, science is telling us that there is no natural mechanism for that to occur, for the universe to actually get here. Okay, so if there isn't any natural mechanism and we are here, what's then the obvious kind of answer to that question?
No, we don't know the natural mechanism. It doesn't mean there wasn't a natural mechanism.
If I was to say to you, If I was to say to you there was two possible scenarios, possible one that it was self-existent, which we've deleted that one. That's not possible. Option 2 is that there is some kind of a supernatural being which you read about in the Bible. Would you then start to lean towards that possibility if you was a betting man, let's say?
No, I wouldn't bet. No, absolutely wouldn't bet for that one.
So you wouldn't then. So you got two dogs in the race.
You're only giving me two possibilities.
That's all you've got. You got two dogs in the race. Dog one is lame. It can't get through the tape to break it. But however, there's another dog and the tape's been broken. Would you say that dog 2 was actually the dog which actually went through the tape and broke it?
But
if there was two dogs in the race, and at the end of the race you got this tape, dog 1, which is the natural mechanism, which isn't there by the way, that dog is lame, but the other dog, is God, because there's two possibilities. One which we said which can't happen. The second one is God. However, the race has been run and the tape's been broken, meaning that we are here.
Yeah, so I don't think that's a very good analogy.
Which one would you say?
In that scenario, yes. In that scenario, I would go with the one that's not lame. But I don't think that's a good analogy to this particular.
Pick another one. Pick another
problem.
One.
I wouldn't use an analogy. It's dead simple. One. The analogy.
I'm sorry.
I wouldn't pick an analogy for
people are in denial, and they got to get off that horse, denial horse.
So because science can't answer,
you've got to seek the Lord Jesus Christ whilst he can be found.
Right. So
that's what you got to do.
So because we've got to a position where science cannot answer something,
what I see is
we've got to go with God.
Connecting a real life example,
and
then asking what's the overlap with that example.
And I'm saying you don't have an argument. You don't have an argument. It's just inserting supernatural when there's no need.
It has to be. It has to be a supernatural event.
No, the answer could be we don't have the answer yet. Science doesn't have the answer to what caused the Big Bang. That is where I stop. Right? We don't know how the Big Bang happened. You're saying, therefore, it has to be supernatural.
What went bang? What went bang? If there's one atom in the universe, you've got to ask the question, there's just one speck of dust in the universe, you've got to ask the question, how did it get there? Because that speck of dust cannot create itself.
But we don't know. That's all there was at the time. This is all just speculation. I mean, I'm not even a Big Bang.
It's matter. It's energy. It's matter.
Non-forensic science? Non-agent causation science? You use science as if it was only the non-agental kind of science.
No, but science can prove.
Is forensics a field of science, brother?
Hold on. So I understand what he's saying because science proves.
You wanted to say. Well, it's this kind of science. Well, that's all the science. Well, no, you're actually excluding agent causation in your view of science.
But you're outside of
actually
science.
Shutting down pretty much.
You're just coming in a conversation that has nothing to do with your premises. So I can understand Andy because he's talking about a speck of dust. But Paul is saying that he doesn't know how that speck of dust got there, but he knows.
And I'm not even saying
it can't make itself as crazy.
And I'm not saying there was only a speck of dust there. I'm also not saying that everything in the universe we have at the moment was all condensed into something the size of a watermelon. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I don't know. I'm literally saying I don't know. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not.
I think you do know.
I think what he's saying is that part that you don't know, you actually know that it's all condensed into not something, but it could be nothing, which is like the gravity. No, it could be gravity. Call it gravity. Call it gravity in one speck of space.
I think you do.
I don't think science, even the Big Bang Theory. I don't think science probably knows a quarter of what it thinks. It thinks it knows all this, but I think there's probably a lot more involved than what science actually thinks. And probably science will never discover because it's trying to look back in time and it can't ever go back in time to see it. So to say everything was once all condensed into one a singular point, I mean, I don't even know whether that really happened. I've just
right.
See,
But
and
I think this is where Andy is bringing it straightforward, where he's saying that if it's not a natural explanation, it could be a supernatural one.
Paul,
you're denying that.
But wouldn't you say that? Look, even as fellow, I would ask my fellow theists, wouldn't you agree that that's at least feasible if we're looking at it right from a non-agental causation perspective, right? Naturalistically speaking, couldn't that occur?
Paul, mainly supernatural is something we don't understand yet. So a lot of things will claim to be supernatural, and then we find out that they were.
Yeah.
Have you read
and then they're no longer supernatural.
I agree with the sentiment, but I don't know if I would agree with that definition.
I use the terms agent causation and non-agent causation.
It's all over.
These are both in science. Okay.
Demons run.
But first of all, we've got to have evidence of an agent. We've got to have evidence of the agent existing. Just getting to a point where we say, I don't know. And this is why I say the Big Bang and everything has got nothing to do with why I don't believe in a God. Nothing whatsoever to do with it. As far as I don't
know. It's not a fair explanation of why God doesn't exist.
No, it's not.
Paul, have you read the Bible? Did you read the Bible?
I have read some of the Bible. And yeah, I have read the Bible.
Some of it, or did you read the whole Bible?
I have, but not in one sitting.
Okay, so have you read it many times?
Most Christians haven't either. So
no, no, I haven't read it many times, just the once. And to be honest, I didn't. To be perfectly honest, I didn't actually read it. I actually did an audio book on it.
Okay, so you didn't read it. Okay,
I didn't actually physically read the book. No, I listened to an audio book of the entire Bible.
You read the translation that doesn't affirm that God is the Son.
Because it's on its way. The one that I promised you, I'll drop the tracking for you in the chat here.
Right. Okay.
Did everybody know that the phrase showed himself?
I want you listen. Faith comes by hearing, and reading. So you got to read, and read.
Yeah, Jerry just overtalks everyone. It's going to be a complete buzzkill.
Well, it's okay for him to ask questions, though. But I mean, if he's making positive claims,
you got to read. You got to continue reading, and as you read the same passages, new things will be revealed to you.
Yeah. No. I would say, that's something you would suggest somebody who's making positive claims that are demonstrably false. But I think Paul is okay in asking questions or challenging our beliefs. Yeah.
Sorry, Vekel, can I rudely interrupt? I've got some really big news. I'm going to rehab, very soon.
Yeah, we're gonna hold you to it, man.
It's gonna be like 3 months. I've just found out. Sorry, carry on.
You one step to becoming a Calvinist. All right, keep it up. Keep up the good work.
Where about you going, David?
You're not going to go to jail? Did you get out of that?
I think they might not send me to jail now.
Okay,
yeah.
Is he going to drop the charges?
How are you doing on the rehab stuff?
Good.
I'm not sure. I've got to phone him up in just over an hour. I need to do some blood tests, and then I'm going to be going there for 3 months.
Honestly, just from your complexion and what I'm seeing on the camera,
I dropped the tracker for you in the private chat there, so you can track it. That way you know when it gets to you, because I don't know how long it's going to take to get. And when are you going, David?
I'm not sure yet. I've got to speak to the guy in about an hour, but it's going to be soon. Yeah. So I just want to. It could be today. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Progress.
You could be coming down south then.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah. I'm not sure how it works, but sorry to interrupt. I just wanted.
That's fantastic, David.
Right. No, man, that's a good thing to interrupt with.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. So yeah, you were talking about
praying about it. I hope you prayed about it, or it's all just a giant waste of time. And that's praying to Jesus Christ.
What if I don't?
That would be our responsibility. He doesn't.
So yeah, I've got the tracking number. Who's it with? What's the company that I'll be needing to trace it with?
Yeah. So that's the tracking, man. Just track it. It should get to you. They say March 23rd, so hopefully get there by then. But it takes a while. International shipping.
Yeah. Oh, okay. No worries. As soon as it arrives, I will come on and let you know.
That's why I just want you to read it, man. Just keep reading it, and faith comes by reading.
Yeah, well, I will read it, definitely.
You're not going to believe that God is a son, though, I tell you that. But anyway.
Well, are we going to continue this between Andy and Paul? And then maybe we'll take a break in between, I guess. So for example, like I think a lot of what Praise says is that, or a lot of Christians.
That is wise words there, buddy. Thank you. See, David knows. I've even yelled at David for drinking.
It's not as easy as that. I mean, I don't know what it's like, David, when you wake up in the morning and you feel like you got a drink. I don't know. It must be awful for you.
Spend 90 days of your life, and all you have to realize is just don't drink right now. Realize that now.
No, it's not. I know you're a massive troll and you don't know what's going on. But they give you Librium, they give you benzodiazepines to get you off the shakes.
So
they give you stuff to do.
Some other drugs,
they give you. If I could finish the sentence, you shush. If I could finish the sentence, they give you drugs to stop the shaking and stop the sweating from coming off. They give you stuff to do. It's not nine. I know I need to stop drinking. Telling me I need to stop drinking doesn't help. I know you're a massive troll.
Can you smoke weed instead? Can you smoke weed instead of drinking?
Yuri, we don't need to go from one drug to another. Okay.
I can do heroin if you want. If that will make you feel better, Yuri. You know what I mean?
Well, it's just the way I understand the way human mind works is you always got to substitute an addiction with another addiction. That's just the way it is.
No, that's what they're going to give him. He said to
rehab works, Yuri. He's got to go there. I'm afraid he has to go there. It's going to be a learning. It's going to be a painful learning curve for him, but it is essential.
I've seen many people come out of rehab and just go right back into it.
So, Yuri, I have a question.
Building with confidence, why don't you?
Just wait a minute. I have a question for Yuri.
So, like I said, is he going to actually
hold on? Okay,
everybody, hold on. I have a question for Yuri. Are you blessed in he?
Got to echo somewhere.
Yeah, I can't hear you. What are you trying to say?
Yuri, are you blessed be he? And be honest.
What do you mean by that? Can you explain
you know exactly what I mean.
I don't know what that word means.
Blessed be he. The kingdom of heaven is within you. Are you them?
That's the name of Jesus.
But that doesn't answer my
Those are good gloves, Andy. I'm watching.
Is that your account? That's either a yes or a no.
That's a no.
I call bull crap.
No, I actually back up Yuri because I think he's an actual person that rehabilitated for sure.
That's not even what we're talking about, pseudo.
Pseudo, you're way behind.
The reason
that's you're blaming him for doing something wrong about addiction.
I was a drunk myself for 2 years.
No, he needs to be honest. Yuri needs to be honest.
He was honest.
I'm being honest.
Yuri is rehabilitated. I believe he's rehabilitated.
Rehabilitated with
what? Did it
what?
have to do with the question she just asked him, pseudo?
Ask it again, and it'll make sense.
Olive, it's not my account. If you think that it's me, it's not me.
Okay, well, they just happen to be saying the same things that you say.
A lot of people go through alcohol problems. I've been through.
I'm not even talking about alcohol.
Okay, it's over his head.
Yeah, so no, he's either playing a stupid, but Yuri, if you're lying, God's gonna show.
I'm not lying.
He always does. and you need to follow those wise words that you always give.
The only person who lies in here, that's David.
David? About what?
I called him out on it. About saying that he doesn't know anything every time you talk to him. Oh, I don't know. He never knows anything. He's 56 years old. He's a liar.
Okay, very good.
Dave, the news unit?
Dave, the news unit?
Yeah.
Oh, I think you're talking about Wild Heart. Oh, okay.
Say your boy. Say your boy.
What happened?
Okay, you guys can continue.
I don't know.
Yeah, we've literally gone completely off track of the room.
That's okay. David came in and gave us his good news. That was all right. Well, pray for him. You know, it works out for the guy.
We already prayed for him.
Okay. Well, he obviously, he needs help. God is in this, and he's going to go there, and he's in the right place. He's in the right place. Well, he's going to go there, so I mean, he's got no choice. He's going to have to go there or face prison. So
he has
hopefully it'll work out for
face
him.
himself.
Well, in time. So he might even come down south. Yeah.
Back on topic. Just for
I
funsies.
really care about David. I don't know about you guys. I love David.
Yeah.
We all do. Yeah. There are a few
I truly
of
love
us
David.
that have
I
been
really,
there
care
for
for
him
this
throughout
man.
the years, Yuri. He's not new to the community here.
I know he's trying to hide something or face something.
No, we're not going to psychoanalyze him, and we're going to pray for him.
That's why he drinks.
All right. Listen to me, right? The room is about biblical slavery. Did Praise do a good job in oppressing the big 7 passages? I think he did.
Aren't we all slaves to love? Aren't we all slaves to love?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so, because I think
nobody takes this slavery argument from atheists seriously, regardless of what.
No, they don't. They don't take it exegetically seriously at all.
Yeah, exactly. But it's still a fun thing to do, especially good brain exercise for Christians. But yeah, I mean, whenever you hear these arguments from these atheists, Exodus 21, nobody takes it seriously, but it's still fun.
Yeah. Listen. Watch how Skylar Fiction stuttered the last conversation, right? But when I pointed out, the consensus of ancient Near Eastern legal scholars is that these aren't even rules, and he said, "Well, I have my own scholars." Well, no, Josh doesn't agree.
Josh Bowen. Josh Bowen.
The pantheist.
Wait. How did Praise call him? What you say, Josh Blowing or something? Is that what he called him? I think Praise called him Josh Blowing.
Josh Blowing? I don't know. I know he was Josh Boo.
Oh, Josh Boo. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, Josh is a nice guy, though.
Yeah, Josh is the nicer one out of the other two.
Yeah.
I don't know though. I just thought that Josh had more class than to be around Oz calling someone a bitch every other word.
Wait,
Josh did that?
No,
Oz did.
Oz. Yes. And
Oz is a joke.
Calling him a bitch from the very beginning. I mean, I'm like, what is that helping? With
I literally talked to Dr. Josh, and he admitted everything. Like what I just told you, he admitted to.
Are you special then?
Yeah.
No, I'm not special. It's just that I've read the scholars on the field.
Yeah, I can play games just like you play. I just choose not to.
like it's so bad that he can't even deny what I presented with him with on the Skylar Fiction Show.
Skylar Fiction.
Well, I think the big question is, are we all slaves to God?
Nope.
We're all
Nope.
slaves
Well,
to love.
well, this is interesting, right? A
It's an
good
honor to be called
passage
one,
to
though.
go to. A good passage to go to for this would be Romans 6:22, right?
Is that a yes?
Well, we haven't gotten there yet, right? Have you read Romans 6:22?
Read it for us, brother.
Slaves to sin. No.
Brother.
Yeah, so you haven't read Romans 6:22?
You might not be familiar with it.
All right. Pull up Romans 6:22 and
I got it in front of me
verse
right
23.
now.
You want to
So
read
being
it?
now
You
made
can
free.
read it. I don't hear.
Yeah, verse 22 and 23. So being now made free from sin and become servants to God, ye have your fruit unto holiness and the end everlasting life.
Right.
And then of course there's the
not
famous verse. Yeah, bet.
Yeah. Now in verse 23, isn't that doulos
Verse 22
in the Greek?
I'm pretty sure it is. Let me take a look.
How
Yeah.
can we be free from sin if we're born in sin? How can you be free from it?
Well,
Oh my gosh.
look,
Are you seriously calling yourself a Christian and asking that question?
I'm gonna let.
Are you serious, Yuri?
Listen to your
That's like so elementary. Every Christian knows their answer
You
to that
think it
question.
is, but I want to hear your answer.
Oh my gosh, dude. That's so. Everybody in this room knows the answer to that question.
No, they don't. You think
Yes, they do.
Let them answer
Ask anybody.
themselves.
Go ahead. Ask them. Ask them.
I just did. How can you be from
Okay.
sin if you are born in sin? How can you be free
Oh
from
my
sin?
God. I'll let somebody
You
else
are
take it.
born
It's so
in sin.
easy.
How can you be
In
free
fact, I
from
got to get out of here.
sin if you are born
Yeah,
from sin?
yeah. Do you know the difference between an active participle, right, and then and a non, or what we could say, a nominative participle, right?
How can you be free
So
from
for example,
something you were born
sometimes Israel fell into sin, right? But they weren't engaging in the sin.
I'll tell you, the only way is death. That's the only way you'll be free from sin, through death. Since you don't have the answer, I decided to give it to you.
No, I'm going to give you a better answer.
Sure.
What do you define sin as? I go with 1 John
You're
3:4,
born in
right? Sin is the
When
breaking
your
of
father
God's
bent
law.
your mother, you were born in sin.
Yeah. So you have like your own idea of sin. You know, it's kind of like going back to the Garden of Eden, you know, where they defined their own ideas of what sin is, right?
And that's the way God intended it, for you to be born in sin.
No, it's not the way that God intended it,
No, it's
because
not.
Thalamai and Bulamai are
You mean
completely
God
separate
didn't
words.
give a way to reproduce?
Do you want to exegete it, or do you want to just make up your own bullshit?
How is it bullshit? That's Israeli together.
I think
It is bullshit. Look, there are different Greek words and Hebrew words with these what Praise called earlier polysemous words, and we need to look at those things in context, right? What in your English translation it tells you will. God willed this to occur. Is that bulamai or thalamai? But it gets even worse in the Hebrew, right? Now we have to look at it contextually. with 5 different words of will.
No, I think Aaron makes a good point because
You answer it. Can I answer?
Well, I would like
The
other
reason
folks to chime in
think that
for
way
sure.
is because you're right, and people do read into
I've already
take
attacked
whatever they
this like
want
on
out
my
of it.
YouTube channel for like 3
But
hours with
Bible
numerous
is not about that. It's
citations.
about making you
Yeah,
dictate.
is that it's not a rule book. So if you're starting there, you're already wrong. You need to go read the scholarship.
Yeah, but some Christians would disagree with you, and you're also a fellow Christian.
Yeah. Which ones? I've been counting them for 5 years now. Which scholars?
With the book.
Go ahead, cite me one.
I didn't say scholars. I said some Christians.
Hold on,
right. Which scholars?
I didn't say scholars. I said some Christians would argue.
Yeah. Like Skylar Fiction, who says, "Oh, well, I have my own scholars." Well, which scholars?
I didn't say scholars. What I said was
there aren't any scholars. It's the consensus of scholarship.
It's called the Bible, idiot.
What I was saying is this is the danger with the Bible of trying to use it as an argument for any moral.
No. The danger is actually reading it like a rule book. The actual scholarship says it's not a rule book.
Unfortunately, some Christians will read it as a rule book, and some people won't. And that's why I'm saying you shouldn't use the Bible as a moral code because
that's the consensus of scholarship today. The updated, most modern scholarship says that it isn't a rule book.
It isn't even a moral book because, like I say, you can pick and choose which parts you want to follow.
No,
if I want to
look,
slaves, I can use the Bible as an argument for slavery. I can use it.
No, you don't understand. Okay, they have different categories. Just like, okay.
I'm just saying that this is a problem with the Bible and trying to use it as a moral code. I don't think it works.
No, I would agree with you, but I don't think it's a problem with the Bible. I think it's a problem with people's understandings. Impurity laws aren't moral.
Yeah, but
do you understand that?
Like, it brings it up to interpretation.
Purity and impurity laws aren't moral statements. They are descriptions. Are you aware of G.E. Moore's distinction between is and ought? Are you aware of that?
No.
Yeah. You can't get an ought from an is.
But what I'm saying is the problem with the Bible is that some people will use it and argue that it should be used as a moral code, and that's what I'm saying is it's.
I agree with you. I agree with you that some people can use it that way. But some people can use science, to cut open people's skulls and like in the Hitler case, do phrenology, that kind of thing. That doesn't mean that we discount the entire scenario. What it means is we discount that person's approach to it. It's not a good methodology.
If you bring up biblical slavery, how do you back that up without the Bible?
Mm-hmm. Oh no! I can go through all the passages. It's no problem.
So now you're backing up biblical slavery.
No, I'm not. I'm not arguing that there was no slavery. But look. Listen to my argument.
But biblically, slavery existed, right?
No. Yeah. Historically, slavery existed. Now here's the problem. When you start to make normative statements like, because this verse says X, Y, and Z, therefore, it promotes it. Not only have we gone into the legality, the appeal to law fallacy.
You gave us a conclusion that exists.
Secondly,
no one's promoting it. No one's.
Secondly, look. Secondly, you've also assumed, right? That these are actual rules that were regulated and foisted upon society, which the majority of ancient Near Eastern legal scholars deny. Are you aware of that when you do your exegesis on this passage? Or this? It really doesn't matter. There's like 7 passages that people go to.
Yeah,
in all stages, right? The actual scholars on ancient Near Eastern legal codes and laws will tell you nobody was cracking up Exodus 21 and going, oh, that's what we're going to do with our slave. Nobody was pulling out the book of Leviticus and going, oh, that's what we're going to do with this and this, in this scenario. These aren't rules. They aren't normative legislation. Even Dr. Joshua Bowen, by the way, says this on page 46 in his own book. Did the Old Testament endorse slavery? He says no. These were not normative legislation. They weren't foisted upon society. Christiane Hayes says the same thing in her work. I can give you endless citations.
Yes, after all these citations, I'm just going to tell you this. If you look for a splinter in your brother's eye, but don't see a log in your own eye.
Yeah. So I've been counting the amount of scholars that support the idea that these were legislative. Dr. Josh says it wasn't legislative. I actually have a YouTube discussion with Dr. Josh where he agrees with me.
You're special.
There's no sliver in my eye, right? I've just been representing the scholarship.
No, I would say you'd be lying because
can you name me one? Can you name me one ancient Near Eastern scholar who thinks that these laws were legislative?
Look, if these laws were legislative and you talk to Dr. Josh, then he's going to bring up the Hammurabi law.